We have another edition of Ask the First Selectman, a chance for you to send your questions in and get them answered by the man himself, John Zagroski, our first selectman. John, welcome back. Thanks for taking these questions.
Thanks, Jim. Glad to be back.
We have a first question from Nora, who first of all says, "Thank you for taking the time to address questions asked by recipients or by residents at least through this forum." And then she asks, "I've noticed there are several businesses in town that are opening up much later than anticipated." And she cites the restaurant Moots, the supper drive-through, Roots Ocean Prime. Guess she wants to eat out. She asks, is this due to permit requirements by the town? Or is it the current business environment? Or is it the business's own financing issues? What's holding up these new eateries?
Well, thanks, Nora, for your question. And I appreciate your compliment about doing these types of series. I'll send kudos to Jim Cameron for having the idea to do an Ask the First Selectman series. But honestly, if you or anyone has any questions at any time, you send them in. Jim's going to make me answer them, and I'm more than happy to engage on any topic you can think of. As far as these eateries go, obviously there are some permitting requirements for the town in terms of safety, equipment, site inspections, sanitary inspections to make sure that that's right. But a big challenge for eateries, in particular in Darien, is that you got to get things right on that side of the equation. So, for example, all of the restaurant equipment that needs to be purchased, all of the staff that needs to be hired, everything that needs to be pre-ordered and set up. I've not spoken with anyone at Roots, the new restaurant over where the melting pot used to be. But if you think about it, those guys have got to have a restaurant that's fully functioning with literally everything in place, with all the wait staff perfectly trained, with a kitchen staff ready to go to deliver a Class A experience on day one. And why is that important? Think about this. If you have a brand new restaurant in town, and you may have been to one here or some other place where the experience was not just right on your first go around, your first visit there, what do? You don't go back, right? Or you go back to the places that you always used to go to. So a lot of these restaurants know that folks in Darien are pretty demanding, and they want to make sure that that very first experience is the right one, even for an eatery that's not a high-end place. So I wouldn't say that it's the town's fault on this, and it's not even the restaurant's fault. It's really just making sure that if you're going to have a restaurant in a place like Darien and you want to get off to a good start, first impressions matter. And that's really what they're trying to do. But fortunately, we have not just a demanding clientele in Darien, but a generous clientele that likes to eat out. So when these new restaurants come on board, definitely go pay them a visit. I know I spend way too much money at those places, and I would encourage everybody to do the same.
There you go, Nora. If you or anyone else has a question for our first selectman, just send it along to us by email, DarienTV79 at gmail.com, and we'll ask the first selectman.